Hi guys, welcome to the second episode of Navigators Vault. We are recording on the 4th of December 24, exactly 1 month after our first episode.
Perfect timing.
As Josh just said, perfect timing. I'm wearing an appropriate t-shirt for today's episode, and I've got to thank Real Vision for that. Highly recommend their content. Just go have a look. We are not sponsored by them, by the way. If people are wondering.
Feel free to sponsor us.
Yeah, feel free. Not going to say no. We're quickly just going to recap some bits from last episode.
Yeah.
Just because we had a couple calls, some things to try and point you towards. Some were crap, some were good, as is always in markets.
Yes, you go over the calls, what you called out.
Yeah, we'll do election first.
Yeah, so we filmed the last podcast, obviously, the night right before the election. We expected a Trump win, and we said if he did win, we'd probably see a big run-up, a Trump pump.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, a pullback or a local top. We aren't sure when that will happen. Still hasn't happened now, but we think in the next 1 to 6 weeks, we'll probably start seeing a local top.
Yeah.
We'll look at the liquidity chart and some other charts later in the episode to see why we think that.
Where it could go. Yes, I think we nailed that pretty well. Obviously, we haven't had the local top bit yet. Still could happen, but I think we nailed that Trump pump.
So if you're a normie watching right now, do not think that it's going to keep going like that. Yeah. Don't get caught out by all the TikToks and stuff like that.
They have a tendency to rope, not against you guys, but you normies in, and then they will dump on you. You will be angry. You will lose money, and then you'll never come back, and you'll think it's a scam. It's just how it just
happens every cycle.
Yeah, it happens every time. But we'll quickly just jump into these calls that we were making, or that we brought to your attention at last cycle. So
last episode.
Yeah, last episode. Sorry. So straight into, I'll kick it off with cybersecurity. So we talked about this last time. I'm going to stick it on the weekly chart. And we talked about cybersecurity breaking out. As you can see, we also said we had a retest 4 weeks ago. We were bang on that retest. Now, if you did your own due diligence, you bought that retest, you would now be up 7%. Isn't bad for a month, considering the annual average of the S&P is about 12%, if that. Not bad. So that was a good one of ours. We then also mentioned on the topics of cybersecurity, QUBT.
Yeah.
Now, this little puppy, boy, did she run. So, as we said last time, my average price was down here. We're now all the way up here. So, from my targets, my personal targets, we are currently up 6x. Now, for full transparency, I have sold 75% of all my holdings. I have taken my money, and I'm just holding on to a smallish moon bag for me. So if you did your own due diligence, you looked at that, congrats. And if you haven't looked at it since last month, you're up 6x. You might want to trip a little bit. Obviously, not financial advice. The other thing we looked at was XBI, which was the biotech ETF. Hasn't really done much since last time. I mean, last time we discussed it was over here, the 4th of November. We're pretty much the same. We've had a bit of a move up, bit of a move down, but now just back chopping. So that one is where it is. XBIT, again, hasn't really done much from where we last mentioned it back in November. But again, just kind of chopping, waiting for, I believe, the next move up. So they were really our calls on it. Then, I mean, the other one that we will talk about is GOAT and Turbo, but we'll do that at the end.
Yeah.
Closer to the meme coin of the month.
Yeah.
Thing.
So, in terms of cybersecurity, are you thinking, obviously, as we get further down the liquidity cycle and the government have to pay off all their interest, we'll look at the chart in a bit, have to pay off all their interest loans, they need a reason.
Yes.
A global reason to be able to do that. Do you think cybersecurity attack could be something that could come into play?
For people that are in my Telegram and in my free Telegram as well, I think I've mentioned it in there. Apologies if I haven't. You'll see in a minute they have an absolute mountain of interest payments due coming into next year. Now, to do that, they have to print more money. Now, conspiracy theory time. Last cycle, COVID potentially could have been the reason to print all the money that we saw printed. We asked ChatGPT a minute ago, and it says here, as you can see on my screen, an increase of approximately 5.5 trillion over that period. That's obviously not to mention all the other countries and everything else that is out there. We know China have got a big stimulus package or refinance package kind of due. And we also know that other countries are starting to ease. Obviously, everyone's cutting, all comes into liquidity. So I think that's, for me, one reason that could cause a load of havoc across the world. Like if you had banks shut down, you had power go out. I mean, again, call me conspiracy theorist, it could be the perfect way for them to implement their digital IDs and stuff like that for banks. I hope I'm wrong, I really do. But I think it's a good chart to play. And also, if you look at the technicals, I mean, you just look at this on a monthly chart, as we discussed last time, you've got a massive cup and handle that's formed since November 21. It's just started to break out. I mean, technically, it looks great to be making that move to 92. You could say there's some sort of narrative there to fit that as well. And then I said last time that the old famous insider trader Nancy Pelosi had or has still got cybersecurity stocks on her portfolio. So I don't think it's a bad spot. I mean, we're seeing the sector rotation across assets. So if you also look at the Dow Jones, you can see that's all-time highs and climbing. Russell 2000, all-time highs, and what looks to be retesting before continuation. Now, this is good. If we didn't see this and it was just the S&P and NASDAQ climbing, you want to be a little bit worried. It's good to see this sector rotation. It means everything's participating effectively. And you've seen that in the crypto world as well, NFTs and stuff like that starting to pick back up, slowly get their feet off the ground. So as this bull run obviously extends, we will see people rotate profits down the chain. It'll be from layer one, it'll be from Bitcoin, layer ones into memes into whatever, and then into NFTs, and that will be the final thing when you start seeing NFTs going for hundreds of millions, if not millions again. That's when you kind of know, you're like, oh, hang on a minute, could be near a top. So I don't think it's a bad sector to play. Like I say, I held QUBT last time, but that was purely for like a couple months to years. But in 1 month, we've had, I think at peak for me, it was 800% up. It was ridiculous. And like I said, I've sold out 70-80% of my holdings. Could this go higher? Yeah, sure, because that is on a monthly a big bull flag.
Yeah, but you never lose taking profits.
No one. That's the saying. No one ever went broke taking profits. So I've got a bit if it continues. Happy days. I mean, if this starts flying and goes to 90, 200, 500 a share, I'll take that all day of the week. But I'm more than happy with my profits I've got at the minute, and I will be looking to rotate that. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. So we'll then jump into, do you want to do the chart, liquidity chart?
Yeah, might as well. We spoke about it.
So we'll do this one first. So as you guys can see, we have in blue the US Gov interest payments with a 36-month lead. The white is the Fed's balance sheet, yellow is Fed's balance sheet with the TGA and the RRP, which is the reverse repo. Now, this here was cough, back in 2019, 2020. Look what happened to the Fed's balance sheet. And look, their interest payments were slowly on the rise. So they needed to print some money, and that's what they did. Same is happening again.
Except it's 4 times bigger.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just look at that, it could be 6 times, whatever. I don't know the actual figures, but let's assume it's 4 times bigger. And according to ChatGPT, it increased by 5.5 trillion, which estimates we've got to print about $22 trillion to refinance this debt. Now, I don't know how they're going to get away with that unless they're causing some havoc somehow or somewhere.
Yeah, this is a reason for it.
Exactly. Because I don't think the people are going to be with, all right, yeah, you can just print 22 trillion just because you need to pay debt.
Yeah, people's savings will get destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, inflation will go through the roof.
Yeah.
Normally, inflation rate will be bananas.
But then, similarly, if that happens, the world goes to shit. People's savings go down.
Yeah,
I'll stop swearing for you, Dad. People's savings go down, but risk assets will benefit from that.
Oh yeah, which is what we've said many a times before. Is they're going to continue to print money until otherwise stated, and you just need to own the assets that go up most when this happens. And it is crypto. Like, you just have to compare stuff on charts, and you'll see like the outperformance is a joke. But anyway, we've got this mountain of debt to come. Now, as we've said before, or as we go into in a minute, actually I might as well just show you now. This is on the same subject of liquidity. This is by Raoul Powell at GMI. This is in black, Global Liquidity Index, and in pink, Bitcoin. And you can see from late 2023, this has about, I think it's a 95% correlation. So Bitcoin has basically just followed the liquidity chart, as you can see here on my screen, as the mouse goes with it, the whole year so far. As you can see, we have a little bit of overextension to the downside and to the upside and in places. Now, this suggests, this specific chart, that we have a top, call it around 100 to 110, maybe 115, and then we have a sharp pullback. And this, looking here, suggests that we pull back between the 70 to 60, call that 65 region. Now, it would not surprise me if we come a little bit lower. Now, the up-to-date liquidity charts, I haven't got them on me, but they're already starting to show this picking back up here. So it would suggest, as we just mentioned, a bottom potentially between the 65 to 70k area. If, keyword there being if, we get this bigger pullback. Now, if we do get that bigger pullback, and Bitcoin has a 20% correction, expect all your beloved altcoins to be absolutely murdered. They will be down 50, 60, 70%. And all you normie people who have just bought into XRP at $2.90, it's going to be down to 2, maybe 180, something like that. Like, don't quote me on those figures. That's just off the top of my head. But we should see a large correction in risk assets. And then the question is, as I just mentioned, you might have picked up, in the latest charts, this is starting to rebound. Now, the next question you should be asking is this a buy the dip scenario? Do you want to be adding on any potential dips coming to the new year? To me, yes. Why? Look at that. They need, like, it's not a, oh, they might have to. It's a need. They need to refinance these debts. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see one more rate cut in December. I think that's next week, I want to say, the Fed meeting. But they need to lower the interest payments so they can refinance this debt at as lower percentage as possible before printing that money out. Now, we will then see a lot of volatility. We will see a lot of pullbacks, 100% moves, down 50% through this cycle. We see it every cycle. So, buy the dip scenario, if we have one between mid-December, January, February, yes, not financial advice.
Yeah. I mean, everything's lining up. If you look at the liquidity compared to the XRP chart as well, for all of you that just bought XRP, hopefully you haven't just bought it, but it normally lags about 10, 12 weeks behind it. And liquidity for XRP is maxed out September 20th. I think it was September, around the end of September. So exactly 10 weeks from then is 9th of December, so next week. So I think at any time from then until mid-January, we're going to see a pullback, which would match up with the local top that we spoke about from the election. Yeah.
And like the other reason, kind of to pivot away a bit, but XRP specifically, Cardano, HBAR, Algorand, XLM, and I want to say there's one more. Can't remember anything off the top of my head. But there was a Binance report specifying that those specific assets could be on the cards to potentially be tax-free in the US, potentially.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that is the sole reason they have all pumped their silly numbers like 400% in a month or two, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was a big reason.
Yeah.
If something was going to be tax-free here in the UK, like hell would I be loading up with the truck on it. Like, you just take that risk.
That's why they've all pumped.
Exactly.
Well, it could be one of the reasons they've all
Yeah,
pumped.
I mean, not, and
there
also to say, obviously, we've had, as you can see in this chart, we've had liquidity come up.
Liquidity's gone up. Bitcoin has
Yeah.
finally, the dominance has gone below the support line.
Yeah, we can pivot
For the
on to
first
dominance. That's quite a good one. Because obviously, the thing is, when these alts move as well, as Bitcoin goes up, alts will stand still. Alts will do nothing. It'll just chop. As soon as Bitcoin has its rest, which like we're having now, as of this week, so just to put it into for a picture, you can see on my screen, we can see that Bitcoin, if I go to the daily, is kind of just chopping at current prices. Yep. We're kind of just going sideways. Now, this is the time where you see alts rally, and that is what we have seen. XRP's been up like 4x, HBAR's been up like, 2.5,
yep.
Whatever it is. XLM's up stupid as well. Cardano's had a nice pump, like everything. You only have to go to CoinMarketCap. Yeah, you only have to go to CoinMarketCap to actually see in the last 7 days what's gone up most. Look, you're having all these alts rotate, starting to have their go. So that's what we've seen. Now, onto your thing of Bitcoin dominance. Going back to here. As I said last time, Benjamin Cohen is the only person I've seen nail this. And he said he was looking for a top around the 60% mark. At the moment, not saying that the top's in, 60% or 60.10% has been the money. The monthly candle of November closed. We peaked our peak of, call it 61.6. And since then, as you've seen, come down. And when this comes down, alts go up. When this goes up, alts go down. Against Bitcoin. It's not against the dollar. This is against Bitcoin. So this continuing to go down is good for altcoin bags,
yep.
Stuff that you hold it. So you should see these two continue. But you've got to remember how markets go up. So structurally, they go up, chop a bit, go up, chop a bit, go up. It could do the same thing going down. So it'll come down, maybe chop around for a little bit.
It's good though because we haven't seen it's not a massive breakdown of the BTC dominance, and we've seen alts do crazy stuff. So I think it's only a positive outlook for alts in the future when we see more. I mean, we might see it pump back up, see Bitcoin go to break the 100 mark finally, and go to 110 maybe, and alts might go sideways for a while.
Yeah, I think they'll just chop if Bitcoin.
Yeah, but Bitcoin making new highs, even though it slows the growth of alts, it's never a bad thing for alts.
No, it's when we start getting big candles like this, big drop-offs like this, that you will really see shit hit the fan sort of thing. But then again, it's the same with USDT. So again, we talked last time about head and shoulders on USDT. That played out. I think it was in here. Yeah, so shoulder there, head, shoulder, come down, hit our target here, and we've come back down. Now, the only reason this hasn't been going down as much, and this is only because I was watching Benjamin Cohen again earlier, is if you look at the USDT market cap, and as you also, if you follow on Twitter, the USDT or whale, whatever it is, the USDT amount of USDT in supply has been exploding. So you can see from wherever that is, 24th of November to 30th of October, we've increased approximately what we are now, 135. We've increased approximately 35 odd billion, something like that. Yeah, 15 billion. Now that is why, obviously,
13%, 14%.
Yeah. So obviously, as they're introducing USDT into the markets or new, freshly printed, it's harder to push this chart down. So it's harder to push this downward if they're printing more. But then again, it's just acting as support at the minute in my eyes. You could get a relief rally, but ultimately the longer term view is that USDT dominance will come down. This is my targets where I'm looking for it. But obviously, like I said a minute ago, the more dollars they put in, the harder it is to push this down. So we might not even actually get there. But all you need to know is that there's fresh dollars being minted every day at the moment in this space.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of recaps that as a little sector. So what do you want to move into now? What we
spoke about XRP a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you want to do the rotation into those specific ones? So I want to remember the other one. It was XRP, Algorand, HBAR, XLM, Cardano. There you go, all of them. They are the ones in talks of potentially, don't quote me on this, potentially being tax-free in the US. And you can see over the last couple of weeks, XRP has done a madness. It's gone, so in 4 weeks, it's gone from 60 cents up to currently $2.55. Algorand in the last 4 weeks has gone from 14 cents to 50, at a peak 60. So that's 4x again. And on the Algorand chart, as you may see, there's a potential double bottom. It's already in play. It's probably easier if I actually go to the month. As you can see here, that is one massive monthly candle. And that is huge. I just want to measure that out of interest. Yeah, 3x in a month. That's outperformed your S&P for the next 10 years in 1 month. So there you go. That's Algorand. Cardano, again, another big move. I mean, at the end of last month, 33 cents is now at $1.20. HBAR, end of last month, November low, 0.04, now 30 cents. So that is even bigger, near enough a 6x in HBAR. Yep. If you're wondering what these green lines are, they're my take profits. So yes, we have been trimming. Then what was the other one? Algorand, HBAR, Cardano, XRP, and XLM. So XLM is the other one. That's market cap. I don't want that. Let's see if this is a decent chart. Yeah, that's all right. So again, very similar to the XRP.
All of the charts are the same.
Yeah, very similar to XLM and XRP are the closest looking. But very similar to the XRP chart, you've seen this massive breakout of this flag. And unlike the others, it hasn't disappointed. I mean, from a low of November of 10 cents, you're now at 50, 4x, which isn't bad at all. And then we've also seen the rotation come out of them. You've seen other sectors start to move now. Like in the last couple of days, we saw base picking up some steam as well, didn't we?
You float though into the net flows.
Yeah. So if you want to look at the flows and where flows are going, go to this website here. You can see on my screen. And you want to look at top net flows. So over the last month, base has an inflow of 1.2 billion. Solana's in second with, call it 800 million. Then Sui is in third with an inflow of about 320 million. So that's where you want to be looking, effectively. I mean, the one that me and you both hold that's pumped was Brett over the last couple of weeks.
Miggles was more a month ago than 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, Miggles as well. I totally forgot about that.
So yeah, you want to position yourself in a couple of tokens per chain. And we've got the main two really. I don't really have anything in Sui.
No, I mean I only hold Sui tokens.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't have like alts or memes of it.
No.
Brett hit a fresh.
Yeah, Brett's still going now though.
I hit 2 billion, I think, the other day.
Yeah.
Market cap wise, it hit 2 billion. I think Brett goes higher. If I'm honest, I'm not.
Well, it's the number one meme coin on
and it still
base.
hasn't had Bitcoin. Hasn't had big listings. It's not on Coinbase. It's not on Binance. It's on BitGet and stuff like that.
It's not on any of the big ones yet.
It's not on KuCoin.
It's not on ones that It's not on anything normies can buy. Yeah.
No, let's have a little look quick. Brett.
We might be wrong. Let's see.
I don't think we are. It's not on many of the big exchanges. So, okay, it's on Binance. It's on Bybit.
It's on Coinbase as well.
It's not on their actual. It's on their Coinbase exchange, which isn't the same. But I mean, it's on most of them. It's not on actually Coinbase itself yet.
Which is actually now the number one
Yeah.
finance app downloaded, and it's like top 10 all
I
time,
think
all
so.
apps.
Yeah. I mean,
Which
it's,
could be another sign of a local top. So
yeah, it's a great looking chart. I'll quickly just get the chart up because the chart is. I reckon it goes to 10 billion. Like that's, I've said that for a while. You see that on my chart here. First base meme to 10 billion. I think it does it. We are at or retesting the prior all-time high now. So if I just ping a line quickly across there, you can see that is a prior all-time high. And if you're a trader, not financial advice, what do you do on that line, Josh?
sorry, go on.
You bid. You buy that. You buy the dip, effectively. You look to then run it up. Obviously, you can, again, if you see the green lines, they're my targets for Brett, and that's where I'll be selling percentages of my bag. But yeah, Brett, biggest one on base, the safest, not that they're safe, but safest meme coin to potentially play on the base chain.
Our second favourite on base, though.
Second favourite, top one is on top. Miggles. On ton, it's on base.
Oh, I said on top.
Oh, on top. I figured it on ton.
No, on ton.
This is the Miggles chart. Again, very similar to Brett. It is just chopping around all-time highs.
Yeah.
Here's all-time highs over here, chopping on
But
support.
Coinbase used this for their ads.
Yeah.
They used the Miggles cat quite a lot for their ads. And originally, I don't know if we spoke about it in the last podcast. I think it was after that. They used to have in their Twitter bio, not associated with Coinbase, to obviously not cause any problems with that. Since then, they have removed it. So there is rumours that they might be collaborating and then furthermore get listed on Coinbase and then go on to other exchanges and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it could be, it's a good play. And it's only at, what's it at now? 91 million market cap. So it's...
It reached about 150 at peak.
Yeah, it's not small, but it's big enough that it's...
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to find smaller coins on chains, go to this website called Deck Screener and then have a look at the chain you want to look at. So, for example, base. Just click on that. Then you want to have a look at stuff like market cap. Click the market cap in the top right. And then it will give you to the stuff with the highest market cap. You can see Brett's at the top with 1.9 billion. Aerodrome Finance at 1.3. Virtuals at 700. Degen is a meme coin. That's at 310s currently. This ski dog thing has been moving rapid. And so is this AI XBT. I'll cover that in a minute because that is some serious alpha. And then below that, you've got Keyboard Cat, Miggles, and so on. So that's how you check out meme coins on chains. Again, just for another example, if you wanted to go, I mean, there's loads on Sol. We won't actually look at Sol. Too many.
Sol is the meme coin world.
If you just go to Ton, click market cap again. Obviously, some of these might not be entirely incorrect, but big one on there is Redo. I think that's the biggest one, unless you want to class dogs.
I haven't really explored the Ton ecosystem at all.
No, it's undervalued.
Yeah, it definitely
massively. But yeah, Redo there. And as you go down, you can you can see others. TCAT.
Oh no, how I've got TCAT.
Tonfish meme coin.
I've got TCAT.
Yeah, Tonfish meme coin. There's loads of stuff. You just have like there's a Pavel Dudrov one, which is obviously one of the founders, and so on. You can spend fucking hours looking at this stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to move on to the AI XBT, wasn't I? So AI XBT, this new base AI agent on...
Alex has been talking to me about this quite a lot, so...
Yeah, on base. Now, it's a bit like the Goatsy Gospel. You know, we had that one last episode, Goat. So basically, it was an AI agent in charge of a Twitter. This one is the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it just pumps out pure alpha. Like, I'm not even joking. So come onto its Twitter and you will see straight away, and it's constant, this thing. So it's put Meteus market cap of 385 mil, while OP and Arbitrum in billions, 1.3 mil addresses, gas fees a fraction of ETH, raw infrastructure alpha before retail notices. So what's it telling you from there? Have a look at Meteus, basically. Then underneath it says Aerodrome dominating base with 1.6 billion TVL. Binance Future listed Coinbase integration coming. So this is all on its way. And then if you want to, you can also ask it questions. I think I asked it one the other day. Where's my profile? If I come to here, and then I want to do replies. And then you want to look at, where is it? Here. So I said, what's your thought on Miggles? It said one of the strongest base means second largest hold account. I'll watch it not in a position. So if you want to ask it questions, by all means,
it's very cool.
Go on there, comment at it, and it will tell you. And another thing, like just to read another one, Go and Zebrew define the new AI agent Meta. Not memes with AI labels, actual hosted models and infrastructure in development. Combined market cap pushing 1.1 billion. Then tells you a bit about them. So Go at 763 mil, sitting 43% below all-time high, while leading institutional entrance into AI agents. Truth Terminal integration driving 44% monthly growth with 71k holders. Tells you everything you need to know. So not sure something. Look at this thing because it is just another level, and it just goes on and on and on and on.
I haven't seen it. It looks amazing.
Like it's nuts. You could spend literally weeks just interacting with this thing and probably finding gems.
It's probably a good idea to pivot from this. This kind of relates onto the point of ignoring the noise.
Yes, I mean. Just before we jump onto that, I want to tell you guys the two that I'm invested on base.
Okay.
So a bit of alpha. Not financial advice. This is what I've done.
Definitely not.
As soon as I saw this, now you can tell me whether this is stupid due diligence or not, but as soon as I saw that on Twitter pumping up that sort of stuff, what do I go and do? I went straight on to buy a base and bought some. You might have seen the message on the Telegram. I said, boys, I'm not fucking around. I've aped into this and another one. So this is one of them. It's still relatively small at 200. I would class that as majorly undervalued because you can think about the amount of alpha hundreds of thousands of people are getting, and it's only 240 million. Like there is a lot of money that can come into this, a lot, and you've seen it in the likes of Goat and others. I mean, Goat reaching the all-time high, whatever it is, of 1 point something billion.
It definitely broke $1 billion.
Or whatever it is. I've got it on here somewhere. Yeah, Goat here. Market cap at peak. Yeah, 1.3. Like it's... Yes, if this thing only goes to $1 billion, it's a 5x from here. But I think you're relatively safe.
Yeah.
Safe. And the second one I'm playing is Game Virtual. Now, the only reason I chose this one, again, not the proper way to do due diligence, but I buy first, research later, is I literally looked at the Twitter, I then went, yes, it's followed by bang, 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 people I respect, and thought, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Ape. In the crypto world, in a nutshell. So they're the two AI agents I'm playing. There are loads, by the way.
Yeah.
It's hard you'll get yourself overspread, you'll have too many tokens, and before you know it, you'll be like, shit, where did this bull market go? And you've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah. That's why you got to stick to your original plan.
Yeah. So we're transitioning into that now.
Ignoring the noise. You can listen to everything we have to say, but in the end, you need to stick to your plan. You need to hold the coins that you've been buying for the last 2 years, and you need to just ignore everything else, literally.
Yeah. I mean, last cycle, like many people, first cycle, came in, first started buying in March 2020. Didn't really know what Bitcoin was, just started buying, and it was doubling like within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And this was when we were in the parabolic stage of, so let me get a chart for visual reference because I'm a visual person. Get rid of all these drawings. This was over here. So we had March 2020, it's May, blah, blah, blah. Somewhere in here. Like literally, I was in college at the time. on the day I first bought my other Bitcoin, I was in college, not concentrating as usual, but just buying it. And anyway, this then happened on the way up. Obviously, I got dragged in, like many normies do, into. I probably had about 50 coins. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you're watching these things, like these videos, you're watching all these people, they're like, oh, this, and then there's this. You're like, oh, yeah, I'll just chuck 50 quid in that, or I'll just put 20 quid in that. And before you know it, I mean, I turned about 15k invested into 35, took maybe 2,000 in profits, and then rode it all the way down to 9. Like, peak bear market bottom, portfolio was on the floor at 9k. Like, it gone from 35 to 9. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But then this cycle, totally different. Come up with a structured plan. I chose specific assets to DCA. Have been DCA them probably since about, got to be June 22. Like, I was probably DCA the whole way down, to be honest, at the time. And then bear market, just DCA, literally every month, regardless.
Yeah, you're going to see stuff pump. Like, the prime example is now you've seen stuff like XRP, HBAR, stuff like that pump, and you get all of these XRP people on Twitter. My normie friends see it on TikTok, and they're like, "Oh, this is looking like it's going to go to." The people comment like, "Oh, XRP to $1,000." Like, the market cap's going to be like 5 trillion. It's not going to happen.
No.
But normies don't know that, so you want to get involved, and you want to jump around from your. Oh, I'll sell my Ethereum because that's not doing anything, and I'll buy the thing that's already done something, and then the thing that's already done something dumps, and then ETH pumps. You're like, "Oh, mate." Sold us, and then
it's always the way. It's always how you enter.
You've got to, if you own Flow and Alf is pumping, you don't need to start.
No,
just
because this is what I said to Josh when I first started talking about Josh and started getting into the investing world. I was like, look, you cannot be, oh, I'll just buy a bit of everything I see. Yeah, it has to be right. Here's a portfolio. This is what I've chosen.
Yeah,
that's it. And then it's just a matter of you stick with it through thick and thin. It's either you have the coins that pump or you don't. Everything will have its turn. Like, as I mentioned earlier, we see this stuff flow out of Bitcoin and then into ETH, because I think the last week or two, the BlackRock ETF for ETH has seen more inflows than BTC for the first time. So even the institutions are rotating money into ETH. You'll then have ETH come into alts, and then you'll have alt memes or whatever. And it just goes down the chain. You'll then see all of that go into NFTs, and you'll come out of NFTs into wherever, and then bear market. It's always the way.
And then it flows into like wine, watches, stuff like that.
Watches and wine are exactly like the NFT market.
Yeah.
They are waiting for people to cash out from their S&Ps, the 401ks, the NASDAQ, the traditional stocks, crypto as well. And what do they go and do? Buy wine, buy watches, buy whiskey, whatever it is. You go and buy those not needed products, but then think, oh, I better take some profit, improve my life a little bit, and then go and do it. So if your bags haven't pumped yet, it's not that you're probably holding the wrong thing, even though you might be. You just got to give it time, which this is why during the bear market, like when prices are down here, this is where you've got to be switched on. Like, you need to be more switched on down here than you are up here.
You got to think about it more when it's down there than it is. But
100%. I mean, because the only thing you need to do here is worry about where you're selling.
Yeah,
like you need to come up with a plan.
Have your TPs written down.
Exactly.
Alerts on. Just sell. Don't let it go. Well, if I just leave another 10% in, then it could I could triple that again.
Yeah.
Just sell it.
Yeah. Just get it gone. Now, the whole idea of everyone in this market and people investing in general is to make money and improve your life. So if you've made some money, as we said earlier,
take some chips.
Yeah, no one ever went broke taking profits. So do not. Yes, like for an example, we were holding Act AI. Yeah,
yes, indeed.
We were holding Act AI. This was when
the one that got away
just come out. Stuff like that.
The one that got away.
Now, you'll see from my chart where we were looking at it. Like, it's just silly. But at the time, we were like short-term day trading as such, but with spot, no leverage. And we made money on that. So, like, we can't be angry with ourselves. I think I walked away with about $600 up.
I can't even remember.
Something
I forgot
like
I've erased it from my mind.
And then I saw the pain as I mentioned it a minute ago to you. But it then, for whatever reason, got listed on Binance at a 30 mil market cap. Heartbreak.
But that was just after the developer, was doing some weird stuff on Twitter. And
so we were like doing the short term stuff, like spot trading it sort of thing. And then like on Twitter, there's a mad frenzy. The developer was basically just dumping tokens. And I thought, well, it's not that good if the developer's dumping tokens. So I just took the money and ran. Like, we took our money, can't complain. But then, like I say, a couple of weeks later, it then got this mad listing. It then jumped 20x. So had we just left, I mean, that's one good lesson to be learned there. Always leave a moon bag. Always. So if $50 is a lot to you, or not that a lot to you, and you're like, oh, it's only 50 quid, I don't care if that goes, just leave 50 quid in. Like, 50 quid to a 20x, easily take out a couple $100 after. Like, out of nowhere, you're not expecting it, who cares? So, key lesson to be learned there, always, not financial advice, leave a moon bag. Although 99% of them will go to absolute nothing, these are the sort of ones that you hope and pray that you hit. But like you said, I mean, look at my TPs just for comparison. It absolutely smashed them.
We might get some more like that, though.
Yeah,
There'll be more.
Smoking chicken fish, I think, is one.
I don't know how many.
I just did a big consolidation pattern. But yeah, that's the motto of the story with those like AI things. And nowadays, like we said earlier, there is these AI agents. So have a look at the AI agents, see what you think, and basically go from there. But yeah, don't overtrade. Like, as a newcomer, come in with a couple of things, like 4 or 5 assets, maybe even 10.
Yeah.
Stick to it.
Don't overtrade, and then don't look at what anyone else is doing.
Yeah, if everyone else is irrelevant to you. Focus on researching and keeping up to date with your coins, your assets, and then from there, maybe if you, like I said the other day, I saw these agents, quick bit of research, and then bought. Now, I haven't then gone on and bought another 10 agents. I've chose those 2 and that's it on the base chain. There will probably be other agents come out on Sol, on Ton, on BSC, on ETH. Like, there's loads, but we have to be half sensible in this sort of market with regards to what is coming and what's not.
Can we go back to, so it's just us 2 on the screen?
Yeah.
Because we've been showing you the chart the whole time now. So we can just talk about, there's not much left to talk about, to be fair.
No, what else is there?
Well, last podcast we did a meme coin of the month. We was both not great.
No.
There was another meme coin that did a lot better than we picked. I picked Turbo because I like Turbo, and he picked Goat. He beat me on round 1, so we'll have another round today.
So just for reminders, we've chose a meme coin each that we thought would do best in percentage returns from last pod. Turbo increased by 50 mil market cap.
Yeah.
And Goat was like 300. So I take the victory
wise, that was
for November. I take that dub.
And we also had a deal with if you commented on the podcast in the space of a week, a meme coin that you like, and the price that it'd be when we film the next podcast, which is obviously unknown to the viewer, roughly a month.
Yeah.
If you got it within a tight bracket, you send $100 of USDC and you get $100 of Turbo from me. No one did it. The closest was Katie, who commented on YouTube, so well done for that.
Yeah, she was about, I'm assuming it's a she, 70 cents off, something like that.
Considering how it was whiff.
Yeah.
She said whiff 285, I think she said.
Yeah, 286 or something.
And it's 3 something.
Yeah, so we'll do that again this month, and I would actually share a screen again, just quickly. So
we've got to pick our ones.
Yeah. We'll do that again now.
I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I'm at the moment like Doge. It's had one leg up after the election, sitting at about 40 cents, and I think 40 cents is still a buy.
Yeah, I want it to dump just so I can buy more.
I think,
but
I'm wrong. I don't think we see a massive dump in Doge simply because it's not gone up crazy amounts, and it's I say not crazy amounts. It's still done a 4x.
Yeah, I think another rule we should maybe add to this is we've got to choose one out of the top 10 in market cap.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is.
Can I see the screen?
More. Yeah, so you've got
peanuts on there. Jesus.
Forget not, because I don't really class as a quint. So MOG up to Doge. So over the next month, who do you think will increase most percentage-wise?
I think we see them lower. That's the problem.
So you think next time pod?
Maybe.
Okay, if we think it's lower, obviously going off of what
we'll just see which one's going to drop the least.
Yeah. Which one? Or should we do the one that's going to drop the most?
Okay.
Which one is going to get beaten up?
We'll do the one that's going to get beaten up.
Yeah. I'm going to go, I think, with peanut,
I was going to say that as well. It's not been around long enough to not.
No, I'm not sure. I mean, it's not. It might be that we're not owners.
I think Dogecoin.
I just don't know what the peanut community is.
Pepe stays.
Yeah. I think they're all going to get beat.
All of them
all going to go down a bit. But I just think
peanut out of the top 10 is the only one on there that has no reason to not.
But the thing is, we don't know how hardcore
there might be a hardcore community behind it.
I know the MOG one's quite hardcore because that's been around a while.
PopCap.
We both go with peanut, yeah.
I think Dogecoin drops the least. I'll say that as well.
Oh yeah, because it's the biggest, isn't it?
But
least likely to.
Just another call I got right. Let's hope I got it right.
Yeah, so we're both going with peanut. We'll put that on our notes for next episode. Okay. So down the most.
And so for the same deal, 100 USDT, 100 Turbo, which coin do you think is going to drop the most? Just pick a coin and what do you think it's going to be at by the next podcast? Yeah. And if you're right within a region.
Did we say that the rule was to comment within the first week of the pod as well? Yeah. So you have 1 week from the upload of this podcast to comment your token and the price it will be at the next pod date. We can't give you a date.
Roughly a month.
If you get it right, spot on, we'll give you $100
USDC.
Yeah.
And $100 turbo.
You're still giving away 100 turbo.
Yeah, I
don't want to give away anything else.
I'll give you $100 turbo.
Turbo's risky, mate. That market is going to go up in 2025.
All right, not turbo.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
That's why I'm giving away.
I'll give you $100 something, whatever you want.
Yeah, $100 of your choice.
Yeah, and if you've seen this on Instagram, go to YouTube.
Yeah.
And comment.
Yeah, make your comment. If you get it right, you'll get $100 from me in USDC or USDT, and then
$100
of whatever asset you want from Josh.
Yeah.
So that is that.
Cool.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's basically wraps up the pod. If you are a normie watching and you want to experiment a bit and not buy XRP at $3, just get in the Telegram. Go on to the Instagram. I think is it linked on the YouTube?
Yeah.
Go to the YouTube description and get in the free Telegram of Alex's. You see the videos. He puts some of the market updates in there to give you a taste of what it's like, and then you can always join the paid one if you really fancy it.
Yeah. So like just a little recap of the pod. Potential drawdown in coming into mid-December.
I hope we're wrong.
Early Jan. Yeah, like I say, we could pump all the way up until late January.
Yeah.
Like, no one really knows.
Because we normally get an end-of-year pump anyway, so maybe that prolongs the local top.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of podcasts I need to watch in the next couple of days to kind of make my mind up whether I think we see an actual Santa rally into Christmas. But at the moment, I'm on the fence. I think this Santa rally's been brought forwards just because of the Trump clean sweep.
Yeah.
If he didn't get the House and the Senate, like one of them was up by the other guys, I don't think we would have seen as much capital inflow. Yeah. So I think it's been brought forwards, but like I say, I need to watch another couple more podcasts on it.
There's a lot of stuff going on there that can help it carry on going. Like he's bringing in a pro-crypto SEC, the leader of the SEC. Anyone he's bringing in is pro crypto, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it sets it up for a ridiculous year next year.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but yeah, short term, next couple of months could be in for a pullback of a decent size. As we mentioned earlier, not financial advice, but I personally will be buying on that dip.
So for anyone that's that talks this in deep or is in our Thursday calls, you're in Discord. Expect your friends to stop messaging you for the next 2 months and then expect it to come back again.
Expect your normie friends to come to you and this crypto thing's a scam. I've lost 100 quid, lost 200 quid. And then you'd be like, yeah, you were selling to me.
Yeah, I'm down 20 grand.
Yeah. But yeah, that wraps up this one. Just stay safe out there. Like Josh, don't overtrade. Don't overextend yourself.
Don't overthink.
Yeah. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS. That's what it stands for. Keep it simple, stupid. So keep it simple, stupid, guys, and we'll see you next time. Adios.